just 2% of India's roads and nearly 30% of deaths. Yes, we are talking about the India's national highways. But what's going wrong on these expressways? To rectify this wrongdoing, Supreme Court of India has issued directions regarding the road safety, and it says that the national highways should not become the corridor for peril. Hello everybody, welcome back to the YouTube platform of Next IAS. Myself Supriya Singh. Today we are going to talk about the Supreme Court directions regarding the road safety in India. So as you can see the headline says that Supreme Court issues pan-India directions for road safety. Says expressways should not become corridor of peril. And this direction has been given by bench of justices J.K. Maheshwari and A.S. Chandorkar, who pointed out that national highways constitute 2% of India's total road length, but account for nearly 30% of all road fatalities. 2% of India's total road length. It means how much is the total road length of India? If we talk about the data, then India has the लॉन्गेस्ट रोड नेटवर्क इन द वर्ल्ड. इंडिया के पास सबसे ज्यादा रोड नेटवर्क पूरे वर्ल्ड में है. एंड आउट ऑफ दीज 6.3 मिलियन or around 6.2 to 6.3 million kilometers of road length India possess. Out of these, only 2% constitutes of national highways and rest constitutes of state highways, district roads and rural roads. If I talk about the national highways, then 2% of 6.2 million kilometers is around approximately 1.4 to 1.7 lakh kilometer, around 1.4 to 1.7 lakh kilometer. Similarly, if we talk about the state highways, it is around 1.8 lakh kilometers. And these 2% of road network of national highway constitutes 30% of the total road fatalities. And let me tell you one more thing. India records the largest number of road accidents in the world. पूरे इंडिया में, पूरे वर्ल्ड में इंडिया में सबसे ज्यादा रोड एक्सीडेंट्स होते हैं, राइट? तो इसी को मद्देनजर रखते हुए, कीपिंग दिस अंडर कंसिडरेशन, सुप्रीम कोर्ट सेड that why is it so that the national highways of India are recording such high casualties, such high fatalities. To keeping it under consideration, Supreme Court has released some guidelines to be followed by the state government. Okay, now let us move to the next slide. If we can see over here, the Supreme Court has issued series of pan-India guidelines to enhance the road safety in India and said that it should not become corridor of danger due to administrative lapses, right? Now, the Supreme Court of India has issued strict pan-India road safety guidelines. We will talk about the guidelines in detail. Let us see a little data associated with the same. और 60 days के अंदर सुप्रीम कोर्ट has said that within 60 days these guidelines should be implemented completely. Now let us see, total road length in India is 6.3 million kilometers, which is around 63 lakh kilometers, and this makes India one of the largest road network in the world. And total road accident per year, अगर इंडिया में if we talk about the total road accident in India, then per year around 5 lakh road accident is recorded, 4.8 to 5 lakh road accident. And out of these 5 lakh around road accident, 1.7 lakh deaths occur due to these road accidents. And out of these 1.7 lakhs deaths, if we calculate it in per day wise death, then it would be around 480 डेथ्स पर डे, यानी कि 500 के आसपास पर डे डेथ्स होती है रोड एक्सीडेंट की वजह से इन इंडिया. पर ईयर 5 लाख रोड एक्सीडेंट्स होती हैं, एंड आउट ऑफ दोज 5 lakhs 1.7 lakh deaths are recorded per year. Okay, let's move. Now, associated fatalities around 1.7 to 1.77 lakh deaths per year, about 485 deaths per day, right? And out of all the three modes of communication, which is air, water and land communication, the maximum casualties, maximum fatality occur in the land communication, right? Now, suo motu cognizance. Suo motu means what? Suo motu means by its own will. By its own will. It means Supreme Court has the power as per the Constitution of India. Constitution of India has given power to the Supreme Court to take cognizance of the issues associated with the fundamental rights or any other rights in order to protect the Constitution, right? So, suo motu means by its own will. And in order to issue the guidelines regarding the road safety, Supreme Court has taken suo motu cognizance, और इसी के अंडर उन्होंने डायरेक्शन को इशू किया. But which article of Indian Constitution gives power to the Supreme Court? If we talk about them, there are three different articles: Article 32, Article 141, 142, 32 and 142. If we see, then 32 talks about the fundamental right. So, Supreme Court acts as the protector of the fundamental right, right? And to enforce fundamental right, Supreme Court can issue direction to the state, right? If I talk about Article 142, then Article 142 says that Supreme Court has the power to pass any necessary direction for complete justice in any case. So now Supreme Court was looking at the data, it was looking at the matter, and it said that for complete justice, to ensure public safety, under Article 21. Article 21 is what? Right to life and personal liberty. तो इसके अंदर right to life and personal liberty के अंदर ensuring safety to individual it comes under Article 21. So this has to be protected by the protector of the Constitution, which is the Supreme Court. So Supreme Court took cognizance of the matter, and by taking support from Article 142, it issued order which was necessary to ensure complete justice in the case of road accident. Combining that, Article 141 says that Supreme Court is the highest authority and all the lower courts have to abide by the Supreme Court. So the judgment of the Supreme Court is binding on all the other courts. Similarly, Article 144 says that all the other authorities should abide by the direction given by the Supreme Court. It means all authority must act in aid of the Supreme Court. तो इन सब का सारा. Now I will tell you one story. If you could connect with that, it was in 2016. When drink and drive cases were on rise on national highways. National highways पे drink करके drive करके fatalities, casualties काफी ज़्यादा बढ़ गई थी. तो again Supreme Court took cognizance of the matter, and by taking suo motu cognizance, Supreme Court ने लॉ को अपने हाथ में ले लिया, because under Article 144, under Article 142, under Article 141, under Article 32, Supreme Court issued direction to the state authority कि national highway और state highway and national highways 500 मीटर पेरीफेरी में जो भी liquor store हैं, they all should be closed with an immediate effect. So Supreme Court issued direction that all the national highway and state highway and all the state government are directed to close the liquor store existing in 500 meter periphery of the NH and SH, national highway, state highway के periphery में. It came as a big debate that Supreme Court is the protector of the fundamental right, okay, but making law is the area of not judiciary, it is the area of executive and it is the area of legislature. Legislature law बनाती है, executive implement करती है, और law सही तरीके से बना है कि नहीं, that is to be considered by the Supreme Court. So Supreme Court is trying to, through judicial activism, Supreme Court is doing what? Judicial overreach. So that debate came that time also. Now this is going to be in debate again. Let's see forward. Now, key Supreme Court road safety mandate. Now looking at the key Supreme Court road safety mandate that got released in April 2026. First, highway parking ban. Ab highway ki length is this, and in this area you park the car. So basically you are blocking the other vehicles to pass. That way the size of the highway decreases and the risk of casualty, fatality or accident increases. So basically heavy and commercial vehicles are strictly forbidden from parking or stopping on highway carriers or paved shoulders. Second, enforcement mechanism. Implementation of advanced traffic management system, the high cameras and speed detectors and GPS टाइम स्टैम्पिंग फोटोग्राफी टू जनरेट द ई चलान्स, कि किसी ने अगर ट्रैफिक रूल्स को वायलेट किया तो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड सेफ्टी स्टैंडर्ड्स. द ब्लैक स्पॉट्स means the accident prone region, the accident prone area has to be identified, and installation of proper writing or signage and the crash barriers has to be there. Right? Second, unauthorized structure. Removal of the commercial structures like dhaba, vendors that are kind of blocking the road, which is within the right of way, that has to be removed. The next is administrative action. District Highway Safety Task Force has to be constituted within 15 days, and full-fledged with 60 days to comply with the all safety norms. Next is the license review of all commercial vehicle license within the highway safety zones within 30 days, within a month. Helmet or seat belt compliance has to be seen. Next. Now, if we talk about the right to life, which I discussed, so right to life application, the court emphasized that Article 21, which covers right to life, demands a safe, accident-free environment for travelers, and taking this article under consideration, Supreme Court finally released the guidelines. Now, what are the issues associated? As I already discussed, कि judiciary does not have to make laws. Judiciary does not have to implement laws. Judiciary, what does judiciary do? If you see this, then you will come to know judiciary power to make judgments on the laws. जो भी अगर judgments, जो भी laws बन चुकी है, judiciary has to give judgment on the laws. So it does not possess the power to make laws. Although there is no watertight separation between executive, judiciary and legislature, but still, if you try to encroach each other, then the whole spirit of the constitution is somewhere violated. But here it was mandatory. We saw it under Article 142, under Article 32, under Article 21 and everything. But it says that if we look at the criticism, and then it actually says that conflict comes when judicial overreach happens. Judicial activism is important to protect the fundamental right of people, but when you are directing the state government to make a law, then that leads to judicial overreach, and this violates the fundamental concept of separation of powers. So overlap between judiciary, executive and legislature disturbs the constitutional balance. Similarly, judicial activism versus restrained debate. So it is difficult in defining the limits. Activism may slide into the overreach. Now, judiciary versus executive conflict. So executive has to implement the laws, or legislature makes law. But when it comes to judiciary, if judiciary is making law, then what will be the work left with executive, or left with curtailing the executive authority and create the administrative friction. Judiciary versus legislature conflict, court may override, fill gaps or preempt the legislature. Excessive use of extraordinary power under Article 142. Article 142, it leads to the risk of unchecked judicial discretion, because it is a discretionary power of the courts to issue directions under Article 142, under complete justice. Now, Here is the conclusion that we can derive from the whole scenario. It says that these issues reflect tension among the three organs, which is judiciary, executive and legislature in India, highlighting the fine line between necessary judicial activism and problematic overreach. So judicial activism is good, but when judicial activism turns into overreach, that is not good. It means there has to be a silver line difference between the activism and overreach. But this silver line difference is breached and we don't even realize. So what is your take on this? I would want to know. So kindly post your comment in the comment section. Now, here is one question related to GS paper 2 polity. You must write the answer. The question says that judicial activism is essential to protect fundamental rights, but it sometimes leads to judicial overreach, disturbing the balance between the legislature, executive and judiciary. Discuss in the context of road safety interventions by the Supreme Court of India. So this has to be written in 250 words. It means 3 pages. Kindly write the answer, kindly attempt the answer. If you have any doubt, kindly post it in the comment section. And if you want any video to be made, kindly post that also. And kindly post your views on this particular issue. Like, what do you think about this particular issue or the guideline that has been recently issued by the Supreme Court of India. Till then, thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye. I'll see you soon in the next video. Thank you.